Now picture this. You and your friend get attacked by one of your ops. Instead of your friend helping you out, he switches up on you and glazes your op. Well, if you guessed already, J. Cole did exactly that to Drake. Before the beef even took off, J. Cole and Drake actually were close friends from 2010 to 2024. Now, Drake first reached out to J. Cole in 2010 after staying in tune with Cole's early work, and Drake actually took Cole on his first 2010 UK tour that Drake hosted. They would even make a hit record together called In the Morning. As the years would go by, Drake and Cole would buy and promote each other's music. They would make records together like Jodeci and Evil Ways and First Person Shooter and show up to each other's tours and basketball games. And Drake even brought J. Cole a very expensive Rolex watch. However, things would start to take a huge turn because on March 22nd, 2024, Kendrick would drop Like That. On this track, Kendrick would diss Michael Jackson for not outliving Prince. He would diss Drake for being light-skinned, and he made up a lie about Drake not having a classic album too as well. And he would diss J. Cole for being light-skinned and for J. Cole calling himself the GOAT on First Person Shooter. Now, a lot of people are saying that Drake made the beat personal by mentioning Whitney first, but this is so far from the truth, basically, because Kendrick was actually the first one to make the beef personal and live by calling Drake and J. Cole light skins. And he's saying light skinned in a condescending way. Kendrick is. He's not saying it just to say it. He's saying it in a way where he's like, oh, you're light skinned, which is basically saying that, oh, you're not black enough, which is, like I said, condescending and a form of white supremacy and colorism. And also in 2013, Kendrick Lamar was the very first one to make things personal with Drake and J. Cole and the rest of the rap game whenever he dropped Control. And he said, I got love for you all, which is cognitive dissonance. And then after that, he says, but I'm trying to body you ninjas. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are probably saying, well, you were just being competitive and stuff. Competitiveness doesn't have to go that far to the point where you don't want to hear another noun or verb from your peers and you want to just be on the top by yourself. Let's just say that right now. Now, moving forward, Cole would drop 7-Minute Drill on April 5th, 2024 in response to Like That, where he would take a takeover like approach, so like the Jay-Z takeover approach, calling Kendrick's catalog weak, overrated, and he would call out Kendrick Lamar's envy for Drake and J. Cole and other successful black rappers. Not even 3 days later, J. Cole would apologize on April 7th of 2024 and slobber on Kendrick's knob and remove 7-Minute Drill off of all platforms. Now, as you can imagine, Drake was angry and confused about this. So on Family Matters and Push-Ups, he would call out Cole for apologizing and not following through with Kendrick Lamar. Now, fast forward to when Kendrick Lamar dropped Euphoria, Meet the Grams, 616 in LA, Not Like Us. On all these tracks, Kendrick Lamar would paint lies about Drake's public persona, his personal image, his private life, and his character. During this whole entire ordeal, J. Cole did nothing. He didn't say anything at all to defend Drake and his honor. He just stayed silent until he would drop Port Antonio on October 10th of 2024. By then, it was already too late. J. Cole did proclaim that he still had love and respect for Drake, but however, Drake wasn't really feeling it. 2 years later, on May 15th of 2026, Drake would drop Iceman, and on tracks like Make Them Pay and Firm Friends, he would call out J. Cole for abandoning him, lining him up against 20 other rappers, staying silent, taking advice from strangers after dropping 7 Minute Drill, and letting memories of the past make him spineless when it's actually time to go to war. Now that's all said and done, what makes J. Cole Drake's fake friend now instead of an actual firm friend? Well, the whole entire time it turns out that J. Cole never really was Drake's friend. Despite Drake taking Cole out on tour early in his career to expand his reach as an artist, making bangers with J. Cole, going to Cole's basketball games, buying Cole a rollie, promoting J. Cole's albums, buying J. Cole's albums to boost sales, Cole took Drake's acts of kindness for weakness and sided with a guy who loves him and wants to body him at the same time, who is envious of him being a rapper, being his peer, who never shows up just to catch up and hang out, who disappears for 10 years, who failed to finish up a joint tape / album with J. Cole himself, unpredictable, mentally unstable, who was a colorist to his own race of people. Why double-mindedness is bad and what can we learn from the situation? So here's why double-mindedness is bad. Many people during and after the beef are saying that J. Cole dropping out of the beef was him just being neutral, human, and just being peaceful. But all these statements are disingenuous. In all actuality, in reality, it was really disguised as him being double-minded. Now, if Drake would have done the same thing in Cole's shoes, in Cole's situation, y'all would have called him scared, a coward, a punk, a P-word, all these other insults, and rightfully so, because what J. Cole did was spineless. But whenever Cole or someone you love does it, y'all let it slide and make excuses for your favorite rappers, your favorite celebrities, your favorite athletes, etc. Being double-minded is dangerous because you are no longer choosing from one side of the spectrum. Let me ask you guys these two questions right here. Would you take a Christian seriously if you caught that Christian cheating on his wife? Would you take, second question right here, would you take a predator poacher seriously if you caught him talking to someone in the League of Minors? I hope the answers to both of those examples is no for you, because if not, congratulations, you are a double-minded being. You are a person, if you said yes to my examples, then you are a person who would pretty much betray his family and friends if you were given the opportunity to. And I know the majority of you Kendrick Lamar fans and Cole fans are Jesus Glazers, and your Bible even says to not be double-minded. But guess what? You guys are double-minded. All of you guys are double-minded, because both of these guys rap about fornication, violence, and other things that go against your religion. And so in closing, what we can all learn from this whole entire situation is that most of your friends aren't really your friends. They haven't been tested in crunch time situations when things start to heat up. They'll only be there for you when you're winning. When you're going through it, they'll kick you in the sand and slide for your ops instead of sliding for you.